I think one of the biggest things is I've grown a little bit numb to things. I think before I was a little bit emotional. I react to a lot of things. Because what people forget is I'm such a normal man, such a normal geezer. Bite me, I bite back. Touch me, I touch you back. I'm literally just a normal geezer. Not a celebrity, not a superstar. Normal man that boxes. So I think after good advice from different people, you know, it made me learn, concentrate on what you're doing, do it to the best of your ability, maximise all your opportunities, and anything else, all the noise, just drown it out. Now I think I'm doing a quite good job of it at the minute. Now and then I fall back, but I've got good people around me to say, listen, don't bite, don't react, stay on your journey, stay focused, you know, just tunnel vision, and yeah, I'm doing well at it.
John Jones in the UFC is the extreme example of that, and Joe Rogan speaks about you don't want to put out that fire completely. That maybe dampen it at times, but that wild side is something that can, Mike Tyson, that can give you that edge in fights as well. How do you be numb to things around you, but also not let that spark of maybe a bit of malice, bit of vindictiveness go?
I have to hold it, I have to try. I have to subconsciously and consciously think about, don't react, relax, do your thing. You're healthy, you're training well, your family are good, your friends are good. Concentrate on you, because in the flick of an eye, blink of a second, I could flip sometimes. Same as anyone, just like say a normal person, but I feel like I live right on that edge of the balance is there, and I can easily fall over to that side. I'm a nice enough geezer, I can become a lunatic in a second. But at the same time, I'm a family man, gentleman. I can be the nicest person in the world. And I think that's something that boxers have to do really well. Find that balance and be able to take yourself into these modes. Take yourself into different modes. They have some modes. I used a thing back in my GB days. I can become a thug, or I can use the warrior mentality. I try to stay in a warrior mentality. As soon as I slip into the thug mentality, that means I'm being reckless. Not so much a thug as in street thug, but that's just the terms I use. That's when I'm being reckless, making bad decisions. When I'm a warrior, I'm a calculated assassin with a game plan, and I'm structuring life right, from waking up properly, sleeping, going to bed early, eating properly, nutrition, being in a happy mood, greeting people nicely, you know, spreading love, spreading positivity. When some of the things go out the window, you start eating bad, or I'm sleeping bad, or I'm doing things I shouldn't be, start slipping into that thug mode, and that's when things start going wrong for you. Start picking up injuries, start becoming the person you don't really want to be, but sometimes you might have to be. It's a weird one.
Let's talk about that then, because I think a lot of people can relate to falling patterns in their own lives where perhaps they're not eating the way they should, they're not behaving the way they should, they're not sleeping as well as they want to be. When you find yourself getting into a slump of that kind, how do you pull yourself out of it?
I mean, first of all, I have a few triggers. Listen, I've never looked like a bodybuilder. I'm never gonna be a Calvin Klein model, never have. But I know when I'm looking lean, I know when I'm looking mean, and I know when I'm looking like I'm carrying too much extra bags of sugar. That's my first go-to. The jeans get a bit tight. You know, the shirts are a little bit tight. I don't feel energized. That's a big thing. Energy. I don't feel great. And it's about recognizing and being able to switch. It's a really hard, disciplined thing to be able to switch from the person doing what you don't want to do in life to the person taking the right steps. It's all small steps. It's going from drinking. I don't drink fizzy pop anyway, but it's going from choosing the bottle of water over the can of Fanta or the can of Coke. It's going from the chocolate bar to the apple. It's going from the chips to the rice. You know, the fried chicken to the grilled chicken. Little tiny things. Go out on a night out, stay and watch a movie. little subtle things. Saying no to people.
Tell me about environment then, because again, that's kind of a thing where the people you surround yourself with, you can fall into their habits. Being at a place like this, just saw you sparring with Johnny Fisher, and a lot of amazing level sparring here. How important is it to surround yourself with the right people?
In boxing, there's loads of idiots, loads of them, full of them. The sport's full of them, full of talkers, full of sayers and not doers, full of blaggers, opportunists. So one thing is recognising them. One thing is keep that door over there. They don't pass that. They don't pass the line. You shall not pass, because we don't want it in here. We want people with the same mission in here. Focused, driven individuals with a goal, no matter how big, how small, and they're just coming in here to try and get a little bit closer to it. That's what we want. Recognising them people, it can be. It's an art. It's a skill. But like you say, you know, we had Johnny Fisher down here today. Take what you want from Johnny Fisher. A lot of people, mad ticket seller, all the bosh and all that stuff is fantastic. But I see through that in a good way. You know, I see a driven individual who's improving so much since I first started watching him, since I first met him. Comes in here, listens to his coach, gets the work done. Yeah, we have a laugh and a joke after. You've seen a few pictures, a few little videos, the bosh thing. But that's not how I was recognised to me. He's recognised as a serious student of boxing. Listens to Mark Tibbs and other proper people, proper boxing people. I could sit on this ring, I could listen to Mark Tibbs speak for hours, because I respect him and I respect his journey, I respect his knowledge.
And when we spoke last time, you said how in Sheffield you'd look at the wall as an amateur, see all the names, all the pictures on there. Spoke to Jack Bateson, and he said that just recently your picture's gone on there. How did that make you feel? Tell me about that, the journey from a young kid, an amateur, dreaming one day of seeing your picture on the wall to actually seeing it. How do you comprehend that? How does that make you feel?
Not many people get to get a dream come true. And I know it's a picture on the wall. I could put a picture on the wall in this gym, but to have it in that gym that I walked into every day, that gym that I laughed in, I cried in, I bled in, I felt like I wasn't good enough in. Sometimes I felt I was lacking behind, sometimes I felt great in there. I had so many different emotions in that gym. And when I looked around on the wall, all I wanted to be was like them people on that wall. Some of them friends of mine, some of them legends, some of them coaches of mine. So the pride it fills me with. I just received a message off Galal. Galal still trains in that gym, obviously my best friend through boxing, the GB days. He sent me a picture, said it's up. He sent me the picture, and I'm not that soft, I didn't well up, but it put a lump in my throat. You know, it was a very proud moment for me. I can remember the picture in the gym. It said, there's a blank picture, it said, "This could be you." And I looked at that picture every day for 12 years. And finally, I was up there, you know. More my parents. I think my parents are super proud. So they told me, I got an email, and they told me that there'll be like a little ceremony, you know, to show the pictures off one day, not too distant future. So a major pride moment. Like I say, you know, everyone's got their own goals in life. Some's to be, you know, some's to be rich, some's to be successful in business. Mine was to become an Olympic medalist. One of mine to become an Olympic medalist, and I have my picture on that wall in Sheffield to inspire the next generation. I did it. It's a proud feeling.
And can you tell me about that? You said people can apply it to their own lives, whatever they do, and it will be inspirational. People hearing you at that ceremony, seeing you at that ceremony, who are not professional boxers. So talk to me about like the goal setting process, and if someone has a goal in mind, how to set about achieving that.
First of all, it has to be realistic goals, small goals, little goals, not like, you know, I'm not saying nothing's impossible, but set yourself achievable goals. You feel brilliant when you hit them. Then you can change the goalpost all the time, and you can start getting bigger goals, and bigger goals. That's what I used to do all the time. The end goal was to be on that wall, but there's a process to get there. So it was all about achieving them step by steps, and that might have been going to international tournaments, picking up experience, becoming a better athlete, developing my jab, developing my right hand, developing my defence. And there were all little things. I used to have a tick list, try and tick them off. And then eventually it culminated in the Olympic Games, which obviously I went there for my medal, gold, what I wanted, but you know, I'm very proud to come back with a bronze for the nation. And I'm in the history books. One way or another, whether people like it or not, my name is in the history books forever. Frazer Clarke from Burton-on-Trent, Olympic bronze medalist. To me it sounds fantastic. It means a lot.
And when you're in the trenches like that, and you're not getting recognition in the amateurs, you're travelling all over, tough fights. What is the image in your head that keeps you coming back to the gym, keeps you going when you think you're not good enough, makes you still turn up the next day?
That one day I can provide a nice life for my family. One day I can own a nice house. I own a house where my kids are safe, my kids are in a nice environment, my missus is in a lovely environment. I can spend time with my family. I can help family members out. I can be the man that I always wanted. I can be the man that my dad was to me, and look after me, look after my family. That was the goal, and now it's still the goal. That remained the goal for life. But now I have other interests. I want to become a world champion. I want to win titles as a professional. And listen, them days aren't far away. Where the people are going to agree with me or not. He is good enough. He's not good enough. That remains to be seen. It's inside of me, and I will work like a dog to do it and to get it. No one can tell me I can't do something. That shit's just not in. Just don't work with me. No one could tell me you can't go and do this, because I will try. And if I fail, I'll try again, and I will try, and I will out-try anyone. I might out-fail everyone, and I will keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. I defy the odds. That's what I do. The little fat kid that used to run around the streets of Horningo, Burton-on-Trent, couldn't do a press-up, couldn't do a sit-up. I told everyone I'm going to be an Olympian. I failed twice. Third time I got it, and I'm telling everyone now I'm going to do amazing things in professional boxing, and everyone will know my name. I'll be a world champion. People will believe it because they will see it. Because it took me a while to believe it. I'm starting to believe it.
So, because of your name already, and because you're perhaps older than people getting into the pro scene, there are elevated expectations of you. How does it make you feel when you do receive comments like, he's not going to get to that level, things like that?
It's fuel for the fire. It's fuel for the fire. Like, doubt me and bet against me if you dare. If you dare bet against me, go ahead. You don't value your money. But that's all just justified to me by the work I'm doing today, the work I did this morning before I got to the gym, the work I've got to do this evening, pounding the road, running the road. I'll go back after this. Now it's Friday, my weekend. I got one more session of the week to do. It's like a 40-minute steady run. As I'm doing that, I'm doing it. So people that choose to comment, what they're doing with their life is so great. What they're doing with their existence, which is so great. I'm just a man out here trying. Just like the average man that goes to work and tries to get a promotion, the average woman that's wanting to further afield and just to try her.
Before sparring, we spoke about how different sparring is to an actual fight. Talk me through how cognizant you are during a fight, how aware you are of everything going on, how much is muscle memory, etc.
Yeah, I've done this so many times. I've been in this ring so many times, sparring and competition. But under the lights, the atmosphere, the people, it's game time. All that work you've done, the hard work, the times where you're cramping up, or the times where you're exhausted, you're at exhaustion, but you've got to go and do your run, or you've got to go and hit the bag, or spar when you don't feel like it. It was all for that night. It was all for them 30 minutes, 36 minutes, whatever it is. So, and then that's when I come alive. That's when everything you've done, it's like the pyramid, the triangle, bang, you're at the point. Now it's time to work. What
kind of benefit does actually pushing past your limits, pushing past that point of exhaustion do for your life?
Makes you feel great, actually. When you don't want to do something, then you push through it and do it. The endorphins it releases are unbelievable. It's a great feeling to go and do a workout after you didn't feel like doing it, to go and hit the road after you've woke up and you're half tired and you want to snooze the alarm. Once you've done it, you feel good. It sets you up for the day. But I'd say this sport has made me so much. It's made me ice cold. It's made me nice. It's made me lovely. It's made me paranoid. It's made me aggressive. It's made me soft. I'm never out of that mode. My family have to live with it. Every decision we make, I'm very selfish. The kids are selfish. The kids want to go Drayton Manor. I'm not walking around Drayton Manor today. I'm tired, but the kids want to go. Unfortunately, they can go after I've done camp. the kids want to go on holiday, the kids can't go on holiday because I can't go on holiday, the kids want to do this, the kids want to do that. I've had to say no to my kids so many times, and they probably won't understand it now, but one day I hope they will, you know, when I give them the life which I think they deserve. They're still gonna have to work very hard in life to get what they want, but you know, if I can help them in any way, then that's my job done. So I am boxing through every second of every day. Not don't come in the gym and become a boxer. I'm a boxer every second of every day, every decision, everything I listen to, everything I look at is boxing. I drive past the hill. I think that'd be good to run up. I drive, you know, anywhere. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to mindset. I'm listening to, you know, the person I want to be. So I can't remember life without it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Two things I want to unpack there then. So the one that leapt out to me was it makes you paranoid. How does boxing make you paranoid?
Listen, they're ready. They're ready to put the knife in your back. They're waiting for you to fail. Everyone's waiting for you to fail. Not everyone, but there's a big majority of people that are waiting for you to fail. It's so nice to prove them people wrong. That's a great feeling. People say nice things about you and then write bad things about you. It's the world we're in. I've become numb to it, especially since the whole Fabio Wardley situation with the British title. I took a lot of stick. I went for a dark couple of weeks there, and I actually, the maddest thing, that was Matchroom, Eddie Hearn and Fabio. You know, Eddie Hearn gets a lot of stick. I had a conversation with Eddie Hearn just online a few weeks ago. I don't know if he was bored or what. We exchanged a few messages, and he gave me some great advice. He said, "Forget social media, forget it, just forget it, and just do what you do." And it was great advice, you know. A rival promoter to the company that I'm with, but you know, it showed me a lot about him. I'm not going to say everything we spoke about. We had a good conversation, and I respect and appreciate the words that he said, because some of it's really resonated with me and stuck in there, and I think it's made me a better person, better fighter. And yeah, like I say, I'm ice cold in there.
And that's an Andre Ward reference, who did say, you know, that when his dad took him to the gym, he said, "Teach my son how to hit and not get hit." And when it comes to heavyweight, the consequences of getting hit are 100 times worse than any other weight class. Tell me about the feeling of going into a ring, knowing that you've got another huge alpha male type stood across the other side of the ring waiting to hit you. How does that make you feel in your gut and your heart?
It can be daunting, but this is where I'm just starting to get that self-confidence. The belief in myself at the minute is so much more than it was. Starting to believe in my ability. You know, like a bit like Matrix, you know, when Neo, you know, you're starting to believe. Honest to God, it sounds like funny, but it becomes real. You start to believe in your own ability. It can be very daunting. You seen that right hand Fisher caught me with earlier. Oh my God, nearly took my head off. But I made it the right stuff, and you don't want to get hit with them. You get hit with it once, no problem. Don't get hit with it twice. It's about learning on the job, analysing. It's like you've got to be a computer in your head all the time, analysing what's going on, what's in front of you. You've got to be so alert of everything around you.
I mean, today's sparring was great, but say you have a bad spar, a bad training session, bad weight session, bad run. How does your self-confidence play a part in telling yourself, right, that's just one bad session, and not that you are slipping into bad ways?
Yeah, it happens all the time, and any fighter that says they don't, they're lying. It happens all the time. You know, you have your good days, your bad days. This is where experience kicks in. You know, you have to sort of get through it and then chuck it in the bin. Take what's bad from it, learn from it, onto the next one. Don't dwell on things too much. There's no consequence to losing a spar. There's no consequence to having a bad run, other than you want to change it for the next time.
I think a good place to end it then is about ego when it comes to that, because certain people's egos won't let them even admit that they've lost a spar if they have done. You're a heavyweight, future world champion in the eyes of many. Ego is going to play a part whether you like it or not. Everyone's got an ego, it's how you manage it. Tell me about managing your ego and how you use it positively.
You've got to have it. You've got to have a bit of an ego. You've got to believe you're the best. You've got to believe you're better than the man over the other corner from you. But But at the same time, you have to have good people around you to tell you, you need to pull your finger out, son. You're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. You can change this, you can do better, you can be better. It's about keeping your circle nice and small, just real people in it. Being told the home truths that they have to come from people. It's about digging deep, like inside the heart. I believe for me, I take all my ego out. I still do the same things now that I've done for years. I go and drink in the same pub, I go and eat in the same restaurants, I see the same people. I'm not a superstar, I'm a normal man who's a fighter, but a good one.